Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of andrewsfootball.com. Now, I forgive my voice because I was at Arrowhead watching the Chiefs beat the Raiders, and I didn't want to make a quick video because my sister mentioned something about a bunch of Cyber Monday deals. So I thought I'd do a quick video because one thing I constantly hear from people that respond to, when I say I was at the game was, "Weren't you cold?" And unlike, I'm gonna say 85% of the people at Arrowhead, we stayed till the very end. And no, I wasn't cold because I know how to dress for Chiefs games. I've been a Chiefs season ticket holder since 1989. So I'm making a quick video here because I'm going to show you exactly what I wore for the Chiefs game, and I'm going to show you some tips on how to stay warm. So stand by as we go, and I'm going to show you what I wore. Okay, here you're going to see multiple layers. Okay, this is exactly, if you look down here, right here is exactly what I wore for today's game at Arrowhead. These are Wolverine boots. It's 400 grams of Thinsulate. These are Coyote boots, which I strongly recommend. Now, I was involved in a very serious motorcycle accident. I have a scar from above my ankle to past the arch of my foot that held the 19 staples together. Basically, I dropped a Harley V-rod on my foot when trying to make a corner, and my foot was shattered in hundreds of pieces. So I have to be very careful about the type of footwear that I wear. Now, these Wolverine Coyote boots are fantastic. You can tell they're very worn. I actually have 2 more pairs that are still brand new in the box because it's a discontinued model. And the socks, these are my game day socks. Now, these are good socks. I bought them for like 12 bucks on Amazon. I cannot tell you this enough. You have to take good care of your feet. This is the number one thing to stay warm at Arrowhead. When I see people wearing shoes and not wearing boots and they wonder why they're cold, I want to smack them upside the head. These are my game day socks. Now you'll see up here is a pair of Rockports, and these are only 200 grams of Thinsulate, but I wore these to the Green Bay game, and these are about the same warmth. The reason why is that these boots are fantastic. They're like pillows for your feet. I've worn these hundreds of times. These are kind of heavy duty shoes I've worn maybe a couple dozen times. These socks right here, I got on Amazon like 5 for $20, and I bought every single member of my family these socks. These are warmer than these, but these are my game day socks. I have some weird superstitions about footwear and clothing in general, so these are my game day socks. I always wear these once the weather gets cold enough. These right here are 1,000 gram Thinsulate boots, and these are from when the weather drops below 20. If you notice here, I have 2 things next to my shoes, and I cannot emphasize this enough. If you have a pair of leather shoes, now this stuff is from Champs. Do not go there. I used to work there, and long story short, they will lie to you. Just plain and simple. You can get this at some other stores, but bottom line, I bought this back in 2008. I'm still like halfway through it. I put a coat of this on before I went to the game. This stuff protects your leather. It makes it softer. It makes it waterproof. It always baffles me when people spend $100 to $200 on shoes, but don't spend an extra $5 to $10 to protect them. This stuff here, this Kiwi stuff, I put on these shoes, and for the Indianapolis game last year when it was in snow, I literally stood in water. Let me see here. I'm going to say like right around to here, and my feet were 100% dry. All right. Now, this says waterproof on both of these boots. Buy this spray. I literally put like almost a whole can of spray on those boots. And to torture people, there was a Colts fan who was in front of me as we were walking through the parking lot. There's a chance I may have kicked some slush on his shoes because he had a cheap pair of shoes. Anyway, teaches him not to be prepared. But let's say you're not prepared. You can do this. Now, I recommend, if you have the time, get yourself some good shoes. You can get these Rockports. You can get these are Coyote Wolverines. These are fantastic. These are Wolverine Extreme. I got these on sale for like $100. I think they're normally anywhere from $180 to $150, but these are my gym shoes. All right, in case of an emergency, and I don't recommend doing this, I've heard this, I hear this so many times from people that say, I wore 3 pairs of shoes and I'm cold. Well, of course you are, you dumbass. Here's what you do if you don't have proper footwear. You can do this in an emergency. Dress socks. All right? Very thin dress socks, regular socks, and your shoes. I don't recommend doing this, but in case of an emergency, you can wear very thin dress socks with regular socks. And the reason why you have to do it like this, if you wear 3 pairs of socks, you're going to have no room for the heat. You want to get like a layer of heat. Your feet aren't going to be able to breathe. You'll just be cold. I promise you, you will, if you wear a very, very thin pair of socks, then regular socks with your shoes, you will be infinitely warmer than the dumbass who is wearing 3 pairs of socks. And not only that, he's going to be uncomfortable. Now, if you have a thick pair of socks, that's the best bet to go. I strongly recommend just the 1 pair of socks like this or like this. You should be able to find these on Amazon 5 for $20 or 5 for $25, and it's a great investment. They are fantastic. All right. Next thing I did is I swear up and down by Carhartt. These are the bib overalls that I wore. These gloves, 40 grams of Thinsulate. These are also 40 grams of Thinsulate. I always keep a pair. Now keep in mind, I've been a Chiefs season ticket holder since 1989. So I have probably 20 pairs of gloves. I have a whole bunch of clothes I wear just for Arrowhead. I keep these actually in my pocket at all times. I actually forgot about it when I brought these along. Luckily, my sister forgot her gloves. When the temperature gets cold, now I am a huge sissy. I hate being cold, so I very, very strongly suggest you wear gloves. This is the hat I wore today. I have a thicker, heavier hat. I did not need it, and I also have several ski masks, which I could have wore possibly, but keep in mind, I wasn't cold, but I saw several people there that wore ski masks. I was fine. If you wear this, you will be fine. Now, I wore these boots, these socks, these overalls. Now, this is key. This is how you properly layer for Arrowhead Stadium. Now, keep in mind, this will work at any cold weather situation, but this is how you properly layer, and I'm going to show you what I do, and I've done this many times. I wore my standard 5. All right, here's my standard 5. Keep in mind, you can add another layer if you want to for extreme cold, but this is exactly what I wore out to the Chiefs Raiders game, and I was fine. Number 1, base t-shirt. All right, this is the very first layer. This is it's a mock turtleneck. I've had this for probably 15, maybe even 20 years. I was about 20 pounds lighter when I first got it. It's snug. It's not tight. Like I can move around, I'm flexible, but it is snug. So it provides a very tight layer. So you wear this, and then you have your second layer. This is my long sleeve Chiefs shirt. You may have seen it in previous videos. It's kind of baggy. Sometimes I wear it to the gym. This will go over top these 2 layers. This is important, and I swear up and down by this. Now, this is my lucky t-shirt. It doesn't have to be a lucky article of clothing, but a very big, baggy t-shirt. This is important. All right? You have your base t-shirt, your base long sleeve shirt. This could be long johns if you want. Another long sleeve shirt with baggy. Make sure it's loose fitting. And then a big baggy t-shirt to go on top. These 4 layers will go into the belt. I will tuck these 4 layers in. Then I have my sweatshirt, which goes on top of that. If you want to, you can add a hooded sweatshirt on top of this. The fleece-lined hooded sweatshirt that I have makes this very tight and uncomfortable. So I only needed these 5. You can add another layer. And then I wore my Carhartt coat on top of that. And I was 100% okay at this game. Most people complained about the cold. I was not. Again, this is how I did it. T-shirt. Mock turtleneck, but a long sleeve shirt will work. Baggy long sleeve shirt. Baggy t-shirt. Baggy sweatshirt on top. That's my base 5. Overalls. The first 4 layers, let me back up. The first 4 layers go into the belt, and I'm going to show you this in a second. I wore those jeans. Overalls on top, socks, boots, these gloves, that hat, Carhartt jacket, and I was fine. All right. Let's say you don't have Carhartt gear. All right. I used to be an avid runner before the motorcycle accident. I still run, just not as much. Believe it or not, this is a full length spandex. It actually goes all the way down to my ankle. I have not worn this yet this year. This is also a regular pair of sweatpants, and then you have jeans. All right, these are actually the same jeans I wore at the game. They're lightweight and very baggy, which is very important. Okay. If you don't have spandex, long johns will work, and that's why I wanted to show you this. If you don't have Carhartt gear, which I strongly recommend you get, you can get by in cold weather layering up 3-ply. This is very important. Be comfortable. All right, this is, despite the looks of it, it's actually extremely comfortable once I put it on. Sweatpants. Now, I haven't worn these sweatpants in quite some time. I do the Carhartt gear, so I don't need it. But the sweatpants are very comfortable. Now, here's the thing with the jeans. If you're somebody who wears skinny jeans or tight jeans for whatever reason, this isn't going to work because you'll feel compressed, you'll feel tight. This is a very lightweight jeans that are very baggy, and this will work. All right. Now, keep in mind, you're much better off going ahead and getting the Carhartt gear. It's surprisingly light, extremely comfortable, and most important, it will keep you warm. But if you don't have Carhartt gear, this is how you dress for Arrowhead when it gets really cold. Now keep in mind, I hate being cold, so I would have worn this today if I didn't have the Carhartt gear. Long johns, sweats, baggy, loose, lightweight jeans. And again, footwear is the #1 thing. I strongly recommend that no matter what kind of footwear you get. Now, if you get any sort of leather, spend the extra $5, get the protectant. It'll add a waterproofing edge. The one thing I'll tell you about whether you use this stuff or the Kiwi spray is if you get something that's light tan, it will change the color. It will make it darker. So I strongly recommend the #1 thing to stay warm at Arrowhead. Get yourself some good socks, quality footwear, waterproof. Protect your footwear, but in case of an emergency and you don't have that, dress socks, regular socks, and then your regular shoes. And that will help you stay warm at Arrowhead. Now, if you have any questions, you can always email me at askandrewsfootball@yahoo.com. Look forward to seeing you soon.